All right, friends. How are we doing?
Good, thank you.
Yes? How are we feeling? What's some descriptive words? I always like to start with this. How are we feeling in our bodies? Cold? I was a bit cold too, yes. What else? What was that? Did you have some? Tired. I was talking to Jack. I'm like, last year when we came, about half of you were mentioning tired. Who feels tired? Okay. All right. What time are we going to bed? 5 a.m. All right. Okay. Well, like we mentioned when we were here on 2 days ago, with the grade 9s, is hopefully we can make you feel, a certain sense of rejuvenation. And, as Chapman was saying, this element of not being so absorbed with ourselves, and specifically having a view to the front. I think that's very metaphorical, this idea of, okay, we're looking at the front, somebody's speaking. But the way that I was receiving that just in this moment is when we're observing what's in front of us, in our life, moment to moment, in our relationships, at school, we're able to observe what is necessary. How are we needing to show up? How are we needing to serve or contribute? To people that need that, to our teachers that look for our attention, to our parents that are looking for our love. This is a place where we're observant and we're seeing what is in front of us, not just what's here or on the phone or what's going on in the mind. Sometimes we get really caught up in the mind. So for the entirety of what we go through today, the intention is really how do we connect with ourselves here so we feel at ease, we feel relaxed, we feel clear, so that we can really receive what's being brought forth in front of us. I was looking at the metal thing that the golden stand that Chapman had on the front. It said the golden rule. And if you're not familiar with the golden rule, it'd be simply treat another as you desire to be treated, or treat another as yourself. And this is common within all spiritual and religious traditions across the entire planet. And from my journey, I've studied with almost all of them. And there's a clear commonality that most of us feel most fulfilled and most happy and loved inside when we're supporting and feeling compassionate and serving our friends and family and those feel close to us. Raise your hand if that's the case, yeah? Do we feel good when we're serving those that we feel connected to? Yeah? Raise it high. Yeah. I feel good too. So the whole essence with meditation and what we're going to be going through with some sound and just connecting with ourselves is that we can only treat somebody to the degree in which we're feeling inwardly. We can only bring the happiness and joy and love to somebody else to the degree in which we're feeling that inside. Does that make sense? Right? Like when we're feeling happy and alive and vital, we can naturally bring that to somebody, but when we're feeling tired and lethargic and grumpy and angry, it's not so easy. So I'm going to invite us to do a simple exercise together. We're going to sit up tall in our seat. Sit up, not stand up. So we're going to close the eyes. We're going to close the eyes and bring the attention inwards. And we're just simply going to rest in what we're feeling here. We're going to bring observance to our sensations of what we're experiencing here. And for a moment, we're going to bring the attention just to the center of the chest and the heart. Where we can feel into what are we experiencing right now in our heart? What does our heart feel like right in the center of the chest? And we're going to connect with the breath for a moment, just observing the natural inhale through the nose, feeling the chest rise, and the natural exhale. And as you feel that, maybe even if you want to put your left hand on your heart and your chest, your right hand on your belly, if you want to just feel into your body for a moment. kind of increase our energy, we're going to do a couple breaths together. So we're going to connect with the inhale through the nose. We're going to inhale nice and deep through the nose, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up. And we're going to hold the breath at the top. Hold it in. Feel it build in the body, this charge in every cell in the body. And we're going to exhale through the mouth. There we go. Once again, we're going to inhale through the nose, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up. We're going to hold it at the top. Feel that move through every cell in the body from head to toe, into your brain, to your heart. And we're going to exhale. There we go. One more time. We're going to inhale nice and deep through the nose, filling up the lungs and filling up the belly. Filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up, filling up. Holding at the top. And we're going to hold it here. And when we exhale, we're really going to let loose. We're going to let go. And we exhale. Keeping the attention and focus inwards, I just want you to tune into how that feels after you take a couple of breaths. Again, tuning into your heart, tuning into your body. And as a last intention for just the space we're creating here, anything that's on your mind that's a bit difficult, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's a topic in your mind, I just want you to let that go. Put that aside. And I want you to connect with the heart into that sense of compassion. Maybe that compassion and love for somebody, something that you love, somebody that you love, something that you love doing. Maybe you can visualize that in your mind, but I want you to just simply be invited to feel that in your heart. Again, that could be somebody that you care about. That could be something that you love doing. That could be simply yourself in just this moment in your body. Feel that compassion through every cell in the body, moving the attention to the tips of your toes. You can wiggle your toes, top of your head. If your hands are on your body, you can give yourself a hug, and as you feel ready, we can slowly open the eyes. So does anyone feel called to share how that experience was for them? What did you feel? What's that? What's that? What do you want to say?
I was just going to say, kind of, I guess, relaxing a little bit, reduce stress, I guess.
Nice. Nice. Feel like a weight off the shoulders a little bit? Yeah. Anybody else? Just silent. I like this. That's what it's for. Teachers, there we go. Okay. Well, we have something nice to share with you. Jack is a good friend of mine, an artist, spoken word artist, musician, vocalist, sound healer. Something's important. I'll tell you a little story. In the Eastern traditions, it was always known that sound had a real powerful effect on the body because the body is 70% water. And there was a recent study done, this has been known for thousands of years in the Eastern traditions, but there was a doctor by the name of Dr. Emoto. Does anyone know who that is? No? So this is a more modern doctor. He passed away a few years ago. And he devoted his life to studying the effects of sound on water and the effects of intention on water. And so he did a study. His famous study is known by many sound healers across the globe, where he took 3 jars of rice with water in them. And he took 30 days, and every day he said, I love you to one jar of water with rice in it. He said, I hate you to another, and he ignored the third one. And so over 30 days, the one he said, I love you, turned to a perfume, a beautiful perfume. It smelled like amazing. The one he said, I hate you, turned black, and the one he ignored turned into mold. And so the study was to demonstrate that the way that we speak to each other, the intention that we bring, the sound that comes with that affects the human body, because the human body is 70% water. And specifically, he was using this in how we bring up children. So you guys are no longer necessarily children, you're getting much older, but naturally you're still in a place where you're developing. So amongst each other, as peers, it is so vitally important to treat each other with that respect, to understand the power of your voice and your word. Remember, we're in a chapel, and in the Bible it says, in the beginning was the Word. And the word is vibration. The word is sound. And so this is a really important study that was done that's transforming our relationship with how sound affects us. And so Jack uses spoken word to affect. I use the spoken word as well in a different way. And then at the end, we'll finish with some songs that hopefully will, support you in your experience. Okay? All right. I'll leave it to Jack.
Hey everybody. So, how many of you listen to hip hop or have listened to rap or, that was pretty popular in my day. So I wrote this in mind. When I was writing this with the intention of speaking to my high school self. Because there was a lot of things that I wasn't aware of when I was in high school. There was a lot of mentors that I didn't have when I was in high school, or maybe were around and I wasn't appreciating them or I didn't acknowledge them. So I wrote this specifically for you, with myself in mind at that age. I have it on my phone and I do my best to memorize it, but you might catch me looking down every now and then. But I ask you to just keep an open mind, try to receive this, and know that I wrote it for you. I ask for guidance in how this rhyme is composed. I ask for the divine to find a way to touch the recipient's souls, to shine a ray of silver and gold, everything that I hold. Everything I've been blessed with and bestowed may it be gracefully gifted, applied, revised, scripted, and retold to a generation uplifting society. May each being receive exactly what they need. At such a pivotal age with behaviors developing, at such a critical stage in this planet and galaxy, may the fragrance of this grace envelop thee. May this message connect you to your soul, show you that you're protected and never alone. Angels and ancestors are with you in every moment, walking silently beside you, supporting you as you grow. And may these words give you the courage and conviction to be exactly as you are, unrestricted and free. And may the limits on your dreams break and spill into your waking life. And may your integrity be an unshakable ray of light. May you find your way amongst all of the options so you can make choices in alignment with what you decide is optimal. We learn through experience, so experiment. I know at your age I was curious of drugs and alcohol. But I walked down a lot of roads that I probably didn't need to. And when your spirit is starving, you should seek out what truly feeds you. Because all the band-aids that we use to cover up will never be enough to stop the bleeding of such a deep wound. And we use a number of different methods to try to distract ourselves from the discomfort that's present. But only acceptance and a willingness to go there will give you transcendence when you're ready to face your own fears. And oh dear one, if they come, let the tears run. The only way out is in. It's better to feel pain than to feel numb. And so we learn to love this pain, because within it is our righteousness. If there wasn't a crack in us, then how else would the light get in? So beloved friend of mine, know this beyond all else: humility, compassion, and patience for yourself. What happened yesterday, it may imply tomorrow, but it doesn't define it, and you can always rewrite it. Something magical happens when we start to embrace our sorrow. The support arises, and it comes from inside us. It gets reflected in our environment, and we're more connected to our own. When our friends choose to be present and just let go of their phones, everywhere can be home. Every stranger is a relative. This blood connects us all, and we should never be forgetting this. And when there's nothing left to get, and the search for happiness is ended, all we really enjoy is giving back and these intimate connections. The people we can trust, the people that we love, widening our circle for the benefit of the whole. It's beyond any Instagram post. It's worth more than gold is the seeds that we have sown in our relationships. Let me explain a bit with a story. A friend of mine was just 19 years old. He came into my life and he seemed to need attention. So I decided to give him the time that he was non-verbally requesting. I invited him to our events for free, complimentary. I decided to give him the same thing I would want if someone was to mentor me. And long story short, I learned the value of a human life when after the event he said that that act alone stopped him from thoughts of suicide. Sometimes all someone needs is a gentle reminder to show them that there's goodness in the world and that there's goodness inside them. So please take that time for each other whenever you have the chance, and let that be your legacy of remembrance. Because everything goes at the end of the day, nothing stays other than whatever impacts that you have made. So may your ripples turn into mighty waves that sail across seas and lift the dead from the graves, bring smiles to the faces of the children. Building a village that brings lives together, civilians healing in illness. This tribe's resilience is forever. Spread our wings and fly together. This fulfillment in these times is destined. Because this life is not a curse. It's our birthright to know who we are and what we're worth. And what I would want for you is what everyone deserves, to live freely and peacefully on this planet Earth. This fire in my heart is eternally burning, and to serve the spirit of this one family is my purpose. It's an open invitation from the morning into night. If you hear the call, please come and join me in the light. And sisters, your body is a temple for all life. Your beauty is innate. You don't even have to try. Your power is wild, so please don't hide and suppress it. Let your growl out, and real men will protect it. Your being deserves reverence, respect, deep honor. If you're walking on this earth, we give thanks to the mother. Sisters, you're perfect, and don't you ever forget it. I apologize on behalf of everyone who suggested that the natural you isn't worthy of love. Your natural beauty will always be more than enough. The masculine learns to humbly rise in your presence because everything alive owes its life to the feminine. And brothers, the soft overcomes the hard. I know a lot of us have been taught to swallow what's on our hearts. But the stronger you are, the more gentle you become. I'm aware of the world and the pressures that are placed upon my brothers. But we can lift each other up, coming together to teach each other what was never taught to us. How to love and be humble, how to support one another, how to hold a space so our relations feel this comfort. The masculine liberation with the power, oh so honorable, is grown from the moments that we chose to be more vulnerable. The man I am today, many brothers had their hand in that. They kept showing me I could, even when I felt inadequate. Brought me back to the habitat and the animal that I am, and I would hand them the world, but I'm sure they'd hand it back again. Reflections. We are all one family, too closely related to describe. A mother, a daughter, a sister, a brother, a son, when I look into your eyes. Treat another as you wish to be treated, because what separates our lives? We could say it's these bodies, but we know that energy never dies. The mysteries of the universe are too quiet to put into words. That's why poems end in silence, and the secrets can be heard.
How did that feel?
Amazing.
Amazing? What was amazing about it?
The way he spoke, like you can tell it was he's trying to like convey something.
And you felt it, yeah? Who else felt it? Anything that stood out to you? All right. Well, it's good that we're silent today because we have another song and we only have 2 minutes. So Jack's going to continue to share this with us. I'm going to invite you to, if you want, like we started, closing the eyes and bring the attention inwards, because these songs really do hit the heart. And it can be like a meditation just listening to it. So if you do feel called to close the eyes and just come inwards, just be in that place of receiving like you're getting a massage. Okay? Enjoy.